Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling, as you see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today, as we'll be relaxing as per usual. I'm trying to be very, very careful with my nails right now, because I've painted them. See, okay, here's the thing. As I said, well, maybe I mentioned before, I'm not sure, but I said I'm not going to be here this weekend, for Friday and Saturday, because I'm watching the Amazing Digital Circus finale, my friends. Somehow I've literally avoided any spoilers. I know literally nothing what's happened. I've not even seen screenshots. I've not even been recommended to YouTube. It's genuinely crazy how I've avoided everything so far. But hello everyone, right now in Fawnhallow at 6:21 PM on Wednesday, June 10th, 2026. And then my friend showed one of their friends doing their nails basically to be Amazing Digital Circus themed, and they're very good at nail art apparently, because it was incredible. And I was like, and then we were like, oh yeah, maybe we should do that sort of thing. So I think I don't necessarily know what they're doing. Last I spoke to them, they might be doing something a bit Zooble themed, or they might be doing something glitchy themed. Who knows? But I was like, okay, I'll obviously do that as well for my favourite character, Gangle, Amazing Digital Circus. So what I was going to do is I was just going to paint my nails normally, red, white, black, you know, Gangle's colours, or whatever. But I had a bright idea to be like, why don't I try doing a little bit of nail art, you know? The problem is, I don't have any nail art things. It was a bit of a sort of whim decision as I was painting my nails just now. Because I don't have brushes or anything. I now think about it, I could have used some paintbrush, but even the paintbrushes I have are not very thin. Like when I was using them for a birthday project, which we have now since been revealed, the small ones were not thin enough. So I need to find some like hyper thin brushes or something for nail art or something like that. Like, I don't know, the fact I got like the gel stuff nails done has got me kind of into the vibe of being like, oh, it would kind of be fun to experiment with some nail art or gel stuff or something, I don't know. But I did see, I was like, what can I do if I don't have a brush? And there are two options. One is I can cut up one of my existing nail art paintbrushes to be very thin, and I was like, okay, I could do that. I don't really, oh actually I do have a spell, I didn't think about that now because I have two weights. I could have done that, but I didn't. But the other thing I saw is that people were using toothpicks to do it, and I was like, okay, well, I've got toothpicks, so I'll do that. And I was like, toothpicks seem like they're pretty thin. Spoiler alert, they're thin, but not quite thin enough for what I wanted. But to be honest, it kind of worked. like you can look at my hands. If you knew who Gangle was, you'd be it, and you look at it and be like, these are Gangle themed nails. I still need to clean them up, but the problem is on one of them. So what I'll tell you I've done is I've done on my third and fourth fingers, I've just done flat red. Let's not overcomplicate. That kind of goes to a lot of nail art sets, is that it's always nice to have at least two of your nails be flat colours for like a cohesive set, in my opinion. And then it's often, your thumb can also be optionally a third flat colour, and then the other two fingers will be the intricate designs. That's usually how I like to do things, because I think I like a little bit of variety in my nails, but not too much variety. So I've gone flat reds on third and fourth. If you wonder what colour, I think it's watermelon from SE line. And then I've done a base of white on the first, second and fifth. That's marshmallow, the SE line as well. Not sponsored by the way. They're just my favourite nail art. Sorry, my nail brand. And then I took a toothpick, and on the second and fourth ones I've drawn like lines across in the red watermelon colour to sort of look like ribbons going across. Now my intention was that they would be very small, thin and very straight lines. I would say some of them are kind of straight, but they're not really thin, I would say. Like this one's quite wiggly. That's probably like the least straight of all the lines, but most of them are kind of like quite variable in thickness. And I think it's probably because the toothbrush doesn't have a very even coating of things, like it doesn't hold paint very evenly like a paintbrush does. Like I tried to sort of dip it in and then sort of like roll it on my nail, but then it didn't put anything down. So now I basically tried to use it as a paintbrush, and it was mixed results. But then on my thumbs, after I did that, I did Gangle's face. I did, my left thumb has a sad version of Gangle's face, and my right thumb has a happy version of Gangle's face. And they actually look pretty cute, I'm not gonna lie. That is what ties the whole thing together, as Gangle, I think. I was going to talk about Japan, but apparently I'm not going to talk about Japan. So yeah, I'll send a picture to my friend. They're certainly better at nail art than I am. I think they got like a kit or something for Christmas or something, and they've been sending me the nail art they've been doing it. It's very, very fun. So yeah, if anything, it's encouraging me now, like multiple things, to be like, I should get my own nail art sort of kit. Well, not kit, but at least like mini paintbrushes or something. And also a way to sort out all this damn nail polish I have. I have too much. Like, I saw people getting like these mini chest of drawers, which I'm like, that seems like a really good idea for what I should do to help sort everything out, because then I could sort of stack up my nail art. And I wanted, I'm not sure if I said this, but I wanted to use my Animal Crossing Tupperware boxes I got from Japan to sort them out, but they don't really fit a lot of nail art. And they don't really fit a lot of nail polish in there. Like, each one can hit, like, only the tallest one can fit 9 in a 3x3 grid. And the tall one is way taller than it needs to be. The medium one is not tall enough, and the small one's no chance. And I'm not going to store my nail polish horizontally. That's crazy talk. So instead I put other stuff in the Tupperware boxes, and now my nail polish, I don't know, I just need like a nail, but that's 2 things I want. One, a nail polish like organizer, so probably a mini set of drawers, and then another being like an accessory box or something. Because I need to sort some of the stuff I have out. But yeah, I'm just being so careful with my nails right now, because I don't want any of it to like get ruined. I need to wait for it to all properly dry, and then I'll put a top coat on. I guess I could put a top coat on the 3rd and 4th nails, but I don't know if I should risk it at this point. Maybe I'll do it afterwards. So yeah, nail art, it genuinely is quite fun. I think it would be more fun if I had an actual paintbrush, because I will say a toothpick, as nice as it is, it's not a very good paintbrush. Because it's just like a big blob that you put down, and then it's like I'm spreading out the blob to try and sort of make the shape I want, which kind of worked for Gangle's eyes. It doesn't work with thin ribbons. But yeah, I don't know. I've been also curious to try gel nails, but you need to get one of those things, and then you also need to have a way to be able to remove gel nails. So I need like isopropyl alcohol, which also doubles up for computer cleaning. So, shrug. Seems like it could be beneficial. But yes, my plan is to sort of soft dress. As Gangle. I forgot what was it called when you do it with like Disney characters in Disneyland? Because when you're an adult or something, when you go to Disneyland, you're not allowed to dress up as the characters, but you can dress up themed as the characters, and that's the idea. I think it's called like Disney coding. Is that right? It's difficult to type with this, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, it's still being Miss open as well. Well, I guess I'll just continue that on while I'm playing Animal Crossing. This is the true multi-talent, multitasking, doing both at once. But yeah, it's interesting trying to do this, and I do feel, I would say, reasonably encouraged to try and do more. Because I mean, if you missed it, I got my nails done at a nail salon. I've been seeing it get done, and I was like, this seems like something I would like to do, because I like painting my nails, but I normally only do block colours, and that's because I don't know how to do any of these fancy patterns, or I don't have the tools to do so. So if I had the tools to do so, maybe it would encourage me to do more. Because like the most I would do is sometimes I would do like French nails or something, but it's a bit of a faff because I don't have like the proper masking tape or anything. So I used sellotape in the past, which like works, but it's annoying. But now I've got like one of those French nail tool things. I haven't actually tried it. Maybe I should have tried it on this one. I could have done French nails at the tips of these, I don't know, in like white or something. There's also another complaint I have. The white I have is not very strong white, is what I'd say. It's such a weak, thin white, which is fine, I guess. But it means it requires so many different, like, so many reapplications. Like I've got 4 white layers on as the base of my nails just to actually get a solid white colour. I'm pretty happy with them. And it has the benefit of every time I look down at my thumbs, I can smile. Got a cute little Gangle sitting on my thumbnails. Isn't that kind of fun? Yeah, I guess not a lot of time to talk about Japan. There's not really much I can talk about Japan nails, I suppose. What did we do anyway? What did I talk about last time? Oh, Izakaya, so the next one would have been... Oh, Harajuku, so I guess that's tying into Japanese fashion, so maybe this is the sort of thing. Well, Harajuku, if you don't know, is a very Japanese fashion sort of area, but it's, in my opinion, has more of a focus on much more alternative styles of fashion, so more like not sub-genres, what's a subcultural sort of styles and motifs. Because if you go there, you'll see what I mean. Because there's genuinely a lot of like alternative stuff there. Wait, by the way, I don't mean this as a bad thing. Not in the slightest. I think it's great. Even though it's not really my style of fashion, I think it's still really fun to sort of look and see what they have. So Harajuku, if I just search it, is a vibrant district in Tokyo. youth culture, eccentric fashion, and kawaii aesthetics. But yeah, so we went to Harajuku in Japan, me and another friend. But I'll be honest, Harajuku's not super my style, a lot of the things. So I didn't buy too much there, like at least on the street itself. But the street itself has a lot of really cool things. Like there's a lot of very like punkish sort of stores. And one of my other friends on a different day went there to get like a very nice like alternative inspired out like Japanese street outfit. It's really, really cool, I'm not gonna lie. Again, something which looks great, something which is not something I would wear though. And not because it looks bad, but because it's just not my style. That's just how fashion is, you know. But it's really, really cool. Like, what's bad? I even remember the first time I went to Harajuku, the first time I went to Japan, it was just like walking down the street and seeing all these like really punkish things was, I don't know, I guess in vogue at that time. Was really cool to see. Like, I think there's something to be said about seeing a world which you're like, whoa, this is so different to my world. But I love the fact that how much people are engaging with this, you know? Does that make sense? It's just fascinating to see in a really encouraging way. Because it means there's this epicenter of places where it's just like, oh, you have this style of fashion in mind? Boom, we got you. But I'm trying to think, like, if I saw anything else that was like that crazy while I was in Harajuku. Not really. If anything, we ended up at the shopping centre. I can't remember what the shopping centre's called at the end, because we went pretty early, to be honest, because we were doing stuff later in the evening. So it's about sort of like checking it out and seeing what we could pick up beforehand. Yeah, so I went to a shopping centre. It had a Tamagotchi world. I tried to find the other Tamagotchi. The Jade Forest one or the Blue Ocean one. Did not find any of them there. Those were literally the two which were sold out while we were there. Like, it had so many copies of the other two, and then the other two completely sold out, and we were like, what? But the main thing I did when I went there was that I bought like a jacket. Like, I walked into a shopping centre. Oh, we were basically there as opened as well, which is a very random thing to do, but we were at the shopping centre and we were waiting for it to open. We walked in, and one of the first things I saw when I walked in was like a really cute jacket. And I was like, that's a really cute jacket. I'm going to find where on earth this jacket is, and I'm going to buy it. And then I did find it. Eventually I was walking out the stores, and then there's like a load of like sort of pop-up like mini stores everywhere, and I was just walking around, and I spotted it like immediately, and I went, that's it. And I walked up to it, spoke with the shop assistant, who was very lovely, obviously trying to upsell, but I was like, in my mind, I was like, you don't need to upsell me, I'm already buying this jacket, I just want to see if it looks like, if it fits me. And it does fit me. It's a really nice sort of jacket with like interesting amount of layers. As I say, Japan fashion, love layers. And it's a nice sort of like sky blue colour. It's actually quite a long jacket as well, and it's weird because it's sort of like a puffy jacket, but it also has like ways of like fastening it down to make it more shapely, shall we say. And I thought it was a rain jacket. Turns out it's not a rain jacket. It is mildly water resistant, but it's not enough to be considered a rain jacket. But yeah, it's certainly like a good wintry or colder weather jacket, which, you know, I mean, quite common here in the UK, unsurprisingly. So yeah, unfortunately now is not the best season for it, but I'm excited for when it will be the best season for it, you know. Because then I'll get to sort of strut around and parade around with it. Oh, excuse you, mosquito, that's very rude of you. But yeah, so I don't know, all sorts of bits of fashion in there. Painted nails in Harajuku. I guess that's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to think what other things I saw in Harajuku. I didn't really take many photos while I was in Harajuku. I was too busy looking at clothes. But again, I don't really think I bought many clothes. I remember buying that coat. I think my friend bought something on the top floor, but I can't remember what. when I did some there was like, oh yeah, I think it was like a gacha emporium, that's right, and there was a lot of, maybe it was Capcom related stuff at the top. I actually can't remember anymore. I think it was also like an idol band or something. We were both like, I don't know who this is, sadly. But we basically went all the way up, all the way down. Oh yeah, there was a One Piece store, that was it. I was like, there was something there. Which we both were like, we're not fans of this, but it's kind of cool how much stuff there is. That was it, it was One Piece. So I've not seen any of One Piece, so I don't really know like anything about it. But if it's your jam, hey, Harajuku, go over that. There's a lot over there for. There's a lot over there for. I'm trying to think how to even think. For the aspiring One Piece fan, you know. Aspiring for maybe for the full stop One Piece fan. I'm trying to think what else it was. There was a lot of beauty stuff at the bottom floor, but I was like, I'll tell you what, like it was, by the way, kind of expensive. I was kind of like, okay, you know, that's enough. Because I was already thinking like, this gets pretty big. How the heck am I gonna like bring it back? You know, bring it all back to you. Don't stop, never give up. Keep your head high and reach for the top. I think I just had a friend pack it or something. Because it was one of the last things we did, I think, before we went to Kyoto. Yeah. You know, now I think about it, I don't really see much, like, nail art places in Japan, but probably were some. And Harajuku, I think, it feels like a pretty reasonable place for them to be if I were to be any, but yeah, I guess now I think about it, I just don't know if I saw as many. Oh well. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to round this episode up here so I can put an actual top bit on these nails. Actually, I'm not sure if I've done yet. But it's fine, I'll let them dry. I'll just be careful and I'll put a top coat on. Just for D&D, I suppose. It's going to be an interesting session of D&D, I can tell you that much. Anyway, on that note, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now. I've just realised I'm doing the wrong difficulty of Showtime mode. I don't even miss me. I was like, I wonder why these enemies aren't so difficult. Oh my gosh.